I've got some early gameplays of College Football 26. This video is presented by the EA Creator Network, as they did allow me to get this early footage, and I am on an earlier build of the game, so it's technically still a work in progress. In this video, I'm going to be bringing you 3 separate gameplays, one regular one online head-to-head, and one snow game, and I'm going to be breaking down all of the new gameplay features throughout, but I'm going to also let you listen to the sounds and some of the commentary at parts of the video as well. I'll also have some full raw gameplay tomorrow with no commentating. If that's what you're looking for, don't worry, I got you covered. Just make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon on so you don't miss it. Now right here, I wanted to just let you listen to the Virginia Tech intro because it's really sick this year, but unfortunately some company keeps false copyright claiming Enter Sandman for whatever reason, so I can't play it in full. But over on my TikTok, which I will link below in the comments, I'll have the full intro posted there tomorrow.
Get away to start us off. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team.
So let's get things started by using one of the new plays in the game. They added like 2,800 of them. This is a triple option that I think is actually really, really cool. You can hand it off to the running back, of course. You can keep it with the QB. Let's see if we can get the pitch off.
Running back searching for a hole. Got enough for the first down and wants more. He'll go out of bounds right at the 36-yard line, and the running game making its presence felt. The Hokies just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Brings him down at the 48. It's a gain of 15 and a first down. Fundamental football with the Hokies.
Now, they also did a lot of work in the trenches this year on both sides, so run blocking should be better more times than not, especially if you're calling the right run versus the right front. But on the defensive side of the ball, the gap integrity is better, especially when you try to do things like jet sweeps and things like that. So the trench battle should be a lot better this year. Now, after a few plays of using our running back, I'm going to pull up my sub menu here by pressing up on the D-pad. I'm going to have my backup come in for the next play because we've already been using our star running back a little bit, and with wear and tear, we don't want to wear him down too quickly.
Here comes the option. He'll pitch it. Got the first down and still on his feet. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. Great job by the back on the option.
And this defense really wanted to come out and set the tone and be physical.
Another small thing you may have noticed or maybe didn't, because they didn't really talk about it too much, they did redo the kicking animations, which is something they've done for the first time in many, many years. The kicking animations for this game and Madden had kind of been the same for a long time, so if you notice, they did motion capture new, more accurate kicking animations. Small detail, but I think it does make kicking look a lot better, and I mean, we just want the game to look as realistic as possible, and what a tackle right there, holy.
Matchups, what do they stay away from? Because a lot of people stay away from him. He's that good out wide that you don't want that smoke. And I'm interested to see, Jesse, if he has the onions to go after the corner and try to make plays.
Now, with all of those new plays they also added a bunch to the defensive side of the ball, too. So this nickel single mug's a new formation, and you'll notice some crazy blitzes, some crazy stunt plays in here. So we're going to call this play here, see if we can maybe free up some of the defense to get to the quarterback.
Some really good quarterbacks in the past, and you know he's just licking his chops, hoping for a chance today.
And a little more space, open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30.
Now it's third down. I like to send pressure on third down. Crowd's rocking. I did shade inside. Man coverage is pretty tight. They did work with man coverage this year, but when you're playing cover 0, you don't have that safety help. You can get burnt just like that. I did shade inside, but sometimes a good receiver, if he has position, which he did, he cooked us to the house. And they also said that it's going to be harder to do those 0 blitzes against good QBs this year, and Carson Beck is one of the better rated QBs in the game. They get the ball out hot a lot quicker this year, so you can't really abuse those defenses quite like you could last year, and we paid for it on this play.
Went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They're testing the right side here. Runs ahead and powers.
Now notice right here how my running back's ability starts to glow. That means he is up tiering his ability. Now your abilities can go up or down a tier in game based on performance. So his downhill ability just got upgraded. So now I want to give him the ball and take advantage of this as we're going to truck forward for the first down. Now, another great feature this year is we can quick slide our line by flicking the right stick. So they have a star pass rusher on the left. If I want a half slide, all I had to do was flick my right stick to the left one time. If I want to do a full slide, then you just tap it to the left twice, and same thing for the right side of the field. So now you can slide your line to either side without having to press a bunch of extra buttons. Now right here, we're going to try out another new play this year, the RPO peak Y pop. Now this is a really cool one because you can hand it off, you can throw it to the tight end if they overcommit, or you could hit the outside if they play off coverage. So there's a possibility we could have everything here, but the outside does look open, so we're just going to hand it off and pick up the easy yards that way. Now right here, I kind of predetermined where I want to go. It looks like I've got a one-on-one press. The deep ball is good this year. If the DB doesn't get his head around, he can't go for the pick, but he does actually get his head around at the last couple of seconds there. So this year, if you have the one-on-one, you can take it against DBs. If they're not turning around, they can't pick the ball off this year. As a user, I believe you can still get the picks, but the CPU cannot pick the ball off unless they are actually looking at it, and I tried to take my shot there. But if you notice here on the replay, watch how the DB does get his head turned around at the last second, and he's able to put eyes on the ball.
He's sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively. They want to go tempo right now. Now, if you want to run the ball up the middle, you're going to have to block that guy.
I'm going to try out another cover zero blitz here. Let's see if Carson Beck gets the ball off again this time.
Going to swing it on second down. Snagged out of the air.
The inside, at the end of the day, he just wanted that football more.
These fans touching the figurative hokey stone, doing their part to help out on third down. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47.
Now right here, I got my safeties pinched in a little tight. That is a coaching adjustment this year. Going to try to tighten up the passing lanes here. But let me tell you about my terrible user. I'm on the tight end, and for some reason, I get caught looking in the backfield like an idiot, and I peel off, and now look what happens.
Got it deep downfield. Touchdown, Hurricanes. A great catch and run for 6.
And you gotta love the creativity with the tight ends nowadays. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
There he goes. Looking to throw, it's Drones. Slips away. Slings it downfield. Complete downfield.
Getting his eyes down the field.
He's going to take off. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the hit. A nifty pickup there. Goes to the option. He'll toss it. Running to Green. They'll finally make the tackle, but that option was executed to perfection.
Well, I love the variety.
Another new feature this year is the substitution screen in your coaching adjustments. So you can set auto subs for each position group to deal with wear and tear. So for my running backs, I want to keep it on balance or keep them fresh because they're going to take the most abuse. Right now, I'm going to put my receivers on grind it out. I want my receivers to kind of stay out there because I'm going to need them. Same for my offensive line. I want them to grind it out. So you can either do the manual substitutions on the fly when you want, or you can set those auto subs. The choice is just kind of yours, or you can use both of them. There's a lot of different ways to make sure you're keeping your guys fresh. Now here, I see that it looks like they've got inside leverage. They've done a lot of work with leverage this year, and you can see he bites inside, and we're able to cook him for an easy touchdown. If they're not going to be respecting leverage this year, you're going to be able to take advantage. However, on the flip side, if they play the correct leverage, they're going to probably be able to shut you down a little bit easier. So you want to make sure you're paying attention to that this year. Starting the second half, we got the crowd rocking. You might notice that the play clock screen kind of fades in and out. That's just another small little tweak to home field advantage this year. Now we're going to go back to the cover zero. We keep getting burned on it, and right here, I struggle to get to where I need to be in time. I try to get on the safety, but I don't get into the box quick enough, and they're going to be able to just gash us for 6, which should happen on that play. I needed to get into the box, and I just couldn't get to my guy in time, and now Miami goes up 7 on us.
They've got the lead here in the second half. You're not going to keep the lid on this guy forever.
Starting the next drive here, now we're down, and you're going to notice that my QB is going to take a pretty bad hit, and on the next play, the backup's in. So I pull up my subs to check, and it looks like the starter did injure himself, but he looks like he could still play, so we're going to make sure he comes back in because we're going to need the starter if we want to win this game. But the backup is going to come through on the 4th and 11 with a beautiful pass for the first down. You may notice that they revamped all of the QB throwing this year. We've seen a few different QBs throw passes in this game, so it should stand out a little more to you. There's a ton of releases in the game now. Higher releases, sidearm, low releases. So every QB throws the ball more accurately, and it just looks more like a real quarterback. Now here, we're going to fake him out with the pump fake and get a huge gain.
Get some points on the board.
2-yard line after the catch, and it'll be first down, goal to go.
Wow.
They'll run it on first and goal. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. And they take it in for 6 more points.
Now we find ourselves in overtime, so I'm going to my safety depth and width and my coaching adjustments, and I'm pushing everything in tight because I want to be able to play the run but also tighten up the passing lane since we're close to the end zone. And as you can see, we blow up the run. Adjusting your safety depth is a huge change this year. You can set them deep, you can bring them in tight, you can spread them out wide, so wherever your opponent's trying to attack, you can spread them out to better help them get to the position they need to get to.
Rises up on 3rd down, and now it's 4th down from the 22. So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. Looking to fire. Catch in the middle, it's Green. There he goes. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. He's in! A game-winning touchdown in overtime!
And what a way to finish off the first game of college football 26. We're going to jump into the online head-to-head in just a second, but I wanted to show you a little bit of the post-game with them celebrating and also them coming out with the rivalry trophy. They added a lot of the rivalry trophies to the game this year, so you're going to see a lot more in this game than you did last year. Now for game number 2, we've got South Carolina versus Clemson, another rivalry game. I'm playing against Not the Expert, another YouTuber, and on the first play, he's going to the run. Trench is looking a lot better this year. Not going to say they're perfect, but they're a lot better. He makes me miss in the open field with the filthy juke, and on the first play, he's going to the house on me.
Touchdown, Gamecock. He got a step and just dusted the field. Trying to make life miserable for this offense. And that incomplete
was a little bit back and forth, some great coaches on both sides, but the in-state hate is beautiful.
You know, there's a lot of great...
He's got him on the right side. Great job by the receiver to get the foot down. We'll put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. He hurls one deep down the left side. He's got it. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Clemson.
I saw him pressing, so I had to take the top off of the defense, and now we're hitting the Quan in the end zone, a new touchdown celebration. Going to the coaching adjustments here because I know he likes to run the ball, and he popped us on the first play, so I'm going to adjust the safety depth and width. I'm going to bring him in tight. I'm going to pinch him so that we can get some more guys in the box to help defend the run. So you'll see the safeties are closer to the line. They're in tighter, so if he does try to run, we've got extra bodies to help. This can help spring up some of our other defenders to get free because everything's muddied up with all the defenders in the box, and we stuffed the run. And notice how his running back just down-tiered his ability. Because we stuffed him, now his ability has down-tiered, so he's not going to be as effective as he would have been previously.
Always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. Looking downfield, it's Sellers. Grabbed over the middle.
It's 3rd down here. I'm going with one of the new defensive plays, trying to use some of these exotic blitzes and stunts to try to see if we can get some people free at the quarterback. Notice how when he throws the ball, my defensive end jumps up to try to bat it. You're going to notice them do that a lot more this year. If they can't get free, they will try hard to bat the ball down. Going back into my safety adjustments here, I set them back to default a few plays ago, but now that he is in the red zone, I want to bring everything in tight again because if he runs the ball, this is going to help us, but also the closer you get to the end zone, you want to bring the safeties in tighter to help defend those seams a little bit better because there's less space for them to work with. So now we're equipped to defend everything hopefully here. He's going to throw it up. We go for the pick. Somehow we miss it, but we did accomplish what we wanted to there in terms of making the passing window smaller and muddying up the box in case he wanted to run. Now we're just going to try to stick with that again. He's going to fake us out with the play action here, and he's going to take off. Lenore Sellers is a problem in this game, and he gets the first.
They'll try to get it in with the run. They finally back to throw. It's Sellers. Now here comes the field goal team. And he'll try it from the right hash, and the angle shouldn't be too bad from this distance. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Good timing on the quick out. They're getting cocky and cockier on 3rd down here. Wants to throw. It's Klubnik. Fires to the wideout. Oh, he can't hang on. That one was nearly picked off.
Now, something you're going to notice here is he's going to go for a deep pass, and I'm going to go for a swat. You've seen me do that a few times in this video. The swats give you a little bit more coverage this year, so when you're not in perfect position for a pick, it's better to really go for those swats. They work really good. He cooks me with an out route here on third down. I was playing man blitz, and he cooked me to the outside. He's going back to the run here again. You'll notice run blocking is significantly better this year. I'm not going to say it's perfect, and it's never going to miss a block, but the trenches are a lot better this year. Now, here is something else I want you to notice. Lenore Sellers, we're going for all-out blitz here, but he has extender, and you'll notice it just up-tiered to Heisman as he shook off my DB, and now he's out breaking tackles, making a huge run. Watch it back. Notice right when he breaks the tackle, his extender lights up red. That means it up-tiered to Heisman because, as you can see, he's got momentum, and that means his ability is going to perform at the highest level. Going back to the safety adjustments here, we're going to bring him in tight because it's a short yardage situation, and he's inside the red zone, so this is where we want to use that even more. And you can see every time we do that, we have been defending the run well. Right here, I'm going to use another new feature. I'm going to route commit on my outside corner. I'm going to tell him to route commit to the outside because last time we were in a similar situation with the off coverage and I blitzed, he hit the out route for a first down. So if he thinks he's going to have that this time, we've route committed to the outside, and you can see he's all over it to break it up. Notice how the DB is going to favor the outside because I told him specifically, I want you to route commit to that outside. Don't give up this pass. And that's another one of my favorite features this year. So you can route commit to the outside or inside. You can do it on individual defenders, or you can tell your whole defense to do it. Now, here's going to be another example. I believe on this play, he's either shading or route committing to the inside, and notice how I'm able to cook him on the out route. If you commit the wrong way, you're going to get cooked, but if you commit the right way, you can shut down routes very easily. Now all that's left for us to do is to punch this in right here before half, and we're going to walk in the end zone and watch as I walk close to the goalpost. This is something new you can do this year. If you just walk to the goalpost after a touchdown, they'll jump up and slap the bar in different ways. And I don't know, I just like little touches like that. Anything that makes the game look and feel more real, I'm all for it. Again, here you'll see we still got those safeties in tight, and he cannot run the ball right now.
Looking for a man. It's Sellers. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
Those 5 offensive linemen.
Quarterback on the keeper. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Looking to throw, it's Sellers. Got the quick pass.
I want you to notice on this play, I'm going to route commit my entire defense to the outside. So you'll notice that the in-breaking route is going to beat his man, but the out-breaking routes are going to be smothered, and that's where he goes. The safety also gets over the top. Look how he plays the ball. When the safety is looking at the ball, or just defenders in general, they're going to react a little bit better this year, and you can see how he was all over that. They're really giving us all the tools we need to play defense how we want. Here, I'm pulling up my substitution. I can see my running back has some wear and tear injury, so we're going to have to sub him out here. We don't want him to keep getting banged up and either get hurt or just get to the point where he's not even usable anymore. But going back to the defense, the stuff they're giving us with all the safety depth, with all the unique blitzes, the ability to route commit, working on the leverage and the shading, I mean, it really allows you to fully scheme up defense the way you want it. So anything that can be a problem in this game, you should have the tools to defend it now the way you want. And speaking of new mechanics, there's a new thing that's called untarget defender. So if you flick up on the right stick, you move the yellow icon, you can put it on a player that you want your O-line to ignore. Now, why would you do this? Because what users like to do, as you can see, he's mugging the gap with his safety, but he probably doesn't intend to rush with him. He's trying to rush the other guys, but he wants to confuse the O-line. So I can tell the O-line to ignore him or untarget him, so they will not see him as a rushing threat. And you can see because of that, we're able to pick up all of the blitzers and not get glitched out. And here you see on the next play, he's in the same defense. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to tell the offensive line to ignore him. So if he wants to get pressure with him, he's going to actually have to rush in with him, which he is doing, but he's not going to be able to stand there and just glitch out the O-line.
After the incompletion, they go back up top, trying to make magic with his feet. Goes to the option. Now the pitch. And they'll shove him out of...
Here you're going to see I'm going to bring up the substitution menu again. I'm constantly monitoring this, and we can see that the QB and my starting running back both have some wear and tear going on, so we got to monitor that and be safe. But we're going to try to take it outside here with the running back and get to the end zone. He plays to the inside. I think he thought I was going to juke back in because normally that's what I do, and I just kind of kept it at the pylon, so he kind of just stood there waiting for me to juke in, and it just never happened. And just always be mindful of that when you're playing other users. Don't always do what they expect you to do. Here, again, look, going for swats. I think the swat button is really good this year. And you'll notice I just set my safety depth to go deep now because we don't have a lot of time left. I got a 2-possession lead. I'm not trying to do anything too crazy. I don't want to give up a quick score, so I'd rather not get beat by any big plays. I'm okay with giving him the underneath stuff because if it takes him some time to score, he's going to need an onside kick to beat me anyway.
Pick it up with the pass. Grabbed in the middle. It's Bennett. Working their way closer and closer. A third down conversion, and they've got it at the 26.
And he continues scrambling around with Lenore Sellers. He's a hard guy to get a hold of. Left the middle of the field wide open. That was an easy pass, and I want you to watch how bad my user is here. I mean, I just ran right past him. My user needs work. Tackling in this game is a little bit difficult at times, but that was just inexcusable.
Point try if you want to make the deficit just a field goal. Under fire. He gets it in for the 2-point conversion, and now they trail by only 3. So it's a 77-yard touchdown drive.
Going for the onside kick, we're going to recover it, and we're going to get the dub, and you're going to see yet another new rivalry trophy that's in the game this year. Second rivalry trophy under our belt. Now, let's get into this snow game. I wanted to include a snow gameplay for multiple reasons. Number one, it looks way better than last year, so I wanted you to get a good look at it. Number two, it affects the gameplay more than it did last year, especially the wear and tear. You're going to see more potential injuries and just wear and tear effects because of the weather. And of course, I had to go to Penn State versus Michigan. You can see some Bryce Underwood gameplay and just feel the Penn State environment when we cut to the audio. But I also want to point out Penn State has some crazy new plays. They have the shotgun gate formation. They're one of the playbooks that has the most new plays again. Across the entire game, 2,800 plays. So we're going to use some of this crazy stuff. And Penn State has the playmakers to make these formations pretty tough to go against. I can't wait to see what people cook up with these crazy formations, especially this shotgun gate. You've got, jet sweeps, screens. You've got some deep pass options in here as well. You can really get creative with it.
Looking to throw yet again. Quarterback on the move, trying to make something happen. Will avoid the big hit with the slide on 1st and 10. And the wideout goes in motion. Takes the toss, heads to his right. Breaks free. He's in the clear. Scanning the field. It's Allen. Dump off caught by the running back. Snapping it from the red zone now. Looking to throw. Grab down the middle. It's Ross. Tackle at the hole now. We'll try to run it with the option. Pitches to the back. And he fights in for the score. Touchdown, Penn State.
A few new things I want you to notice here. Here's another new touchdown celebration. They added a number of new ones, and you can find them all in the menu. Penn State also has a signature team celebration they do when they score. This was newly added to the game. Also, when I go for the end zone here, notice how I manually reach out. I kind of was a little late because I couldn't tell where it was because of the snow, but if you hold up on the right stick, you can now reach the ball out manually.
So Michigan's offense takes the field. Our first chance to see them today. They will go up against a secondary group that talks about the no-fly zone. These guys are confident in their ability to just lock down wide receivers and take away the opponent's passing game.
Seems like every year in college football, there's secondaries around the country that want to brag that they have the best group of defensive backs. I think this defense and this secondary specifically has a very strong case.
He's in the clear.
Now, I had to let you listen to Obama, but it all sounds better this year because if you notice, the crowd sings along to these songs now, which is great. But I'm running a replay here because I want you to see what I did. I adjusted my zone to go further down. So custom zones is a new feature that I haven't talked about yet. You can basically take any zone on the field and you can adjust it as deep as you want or as short as you want. It's basically like route stemming last year on offense, but you can do this with zones on defense. Here on 3rd down, you'll see I'm doing it again on the left side. I'm dropping my purple zone down into the hard flat. I'm dropping the hook zone linebacker a little more shallow too, because it's a short yardage situation and I really want to clamp down. You can do this with any defender by pressing A or X and then holding down the LB or L1 button, and then you move the left stick up or down to adjust them to go where you want.
It's down here for this offense. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. Caught in the backfield. It's Reynolds. And this one goes no. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Grab near the sticks. It's Reynolds. Forced out of bounds, but a nice gain there.
And there goes our first wear and tear injury. But let's talk about some new plays. So here, we're going to look at these double motion plays in the Penn State playbook. So watch when I go to hike the ball, the quarterback and the running back will both shift over, and then the running back is now the quarterback. He will receive the ball, and this is just some more trickery you can use in the game this year. I'm always going to be a fan of new plays, new ways to play the game, and they've given us a lot of different options this year with all of these new plays. But it still ain't enough for me to get a touchdown on this drive because I turned it over on downs. Now, we're on the defensive side of the ball. There's 1 second left before half. I think they're too close to really kneel it down here. They're going to try to run the ball, and just unfortunate for them, we bust through the line there, and we get the safety. That is a huge way to end off the half. We couldn't get 6, but we still got 2.
First play of the third quarter is a handoff. Down play here. Play action fake. Looking to throw. Taking a deep shot here to the right. And the pass is dropped incomplete with a heading.
The offensive line not doing their job. It's been a collective effort, and it's a big reason why they're trailing now in this game.
Drops back, needing a third down completion here. Makes the grab inside the 30, and he's still running. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines.
This guy can do it all. We've seen him go behind coverage and make plays downfield. We can see him catch the ball underneath, just like this.
And as you've seen a few times in this video, those one-on-one shots, you can take them this year more confidently. Not that they didn't work last year, but they're going to be, I think, even a little bit more effective this year in the right situations. I went for the swat, just didn't get in the right position, and I got cooked for a touchdown. Some other things that I do want you to take note of as the video is coming closer to an end is some other just smaller things that they added to the game. Like if you notice on defense, the players move pre-snap, they throw up hand signals, they move around. This was in Madden last year. I'm glad that they added it to college football because it does just make the game look better. It's visually pleasing to see the players move around and act like real life players. So that's another little kind of quality of life thing that they did there. And here we're getting another wear and tear injury. I haven't really been monitoring it great this game, so that's on me, but the snow is definitely something you need to be mindful of. Also, watch on the replay here how the lineman gets up to try to bat the ball down. We've seen that happen a few times in the video today, but that is something that you will see more in the game this year.
They will trust the kicker here from 55 yards out. Let's see if he can get it there. What a kick. It's good from 55. Play action here on first down. Throws to the tight end. Grab down the middle. It's Reynolds. He's running out of time here. And he hauls it in to the 15, still going. Tackle made after a big gain. Will be first and goal at the 7.
What a gain here.
Back to throw. It's Aller. Here's a screen pass to the running back. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. And they take the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Well, this is why they love this guy so much, is when it's crunch time, he makes plays like this.
And he'll set up to throw. Quick pass to the flat to a receiver. He'll run it into the end zone for a 2-point try. Off the play fake, looking to pass it. Quick throw over the middle. Oh, he makes the catch. He brings. Quarterback pulls the ball. It's a keeper. And it'll be smothered right at the line for no gain. They'll crank up the tempo here on second down. The time is running out. And the quarterback drops back, looking for an open man. He's got it right near the end zone. And he will score. Touchdown, Michigan. Looking to throw it on first down. Makes the grab. It's Ross. So here comes the kicking team on the field. They'll settle for 3. Ball spotted at the 30. This field goal to win it from 47 yards out. Oh, and he missed it. The kick is no good.
I choked the game-winning kick, but this is where it gets exciting because now this is about to go multiple overtimes and be a real shootout. We're going to dial up a huge play here on third down. We needed that. We needed the score. But something interesting happened. Bryce Underwood somehow was not able to continue. He must have just gotten hurt, too much wear and tear. We did put a lot of hits on him, so it does make sense. And we're putting hits on the backup as well. He throws up a prayer, and I get lost on my DB. Couldn't really get my head around to get a pick. So we get beat with a jump ball. I know some people will like to see that because we don't see a lot of that in the game these days. So we've seen a lot of deep shots. There we get hit with a jump ball. And now Michigan's on their third quarterback because, as you can see, we're putting a lot of pressure. I've sent a lot of blitzes in this game because I want to get pressure at the QB. Now we're trading field goals. Just sit back and watch how this unfolds.
On the ground, trying to muscle it across the line. And he's in. They get the two-point conversion. On the ground, trying to punch it in for the score. And he's in there. They try to muscle toward the end zone on the ground. They go for a two-point try to win the game right here. They'll try to run this one in. No, he does not get in. On the ground, trying to power toward the goal line. And he's in. Must answer from 3 yards out to keep this game alive. And they're trying to punch it in here. No, he stops short, and it's game over. This defense rises up and wins it right there. Oh, when you're a team that comes in, Kirk, with great expectations, big goals at the end, you're going to get tested.